afternoon, internet world. It's Motivational Monday. And it's about 1,000,000,000 degrees outside, isn't it? It's not 1,000,000,000 degrees, clearly, because we'd all be dead. But it's warm. And I'm fat. The two things don't go together. So I'm suffering today. But it's all great and good, isn't it? It's fine. I'm upstairs because Seamus is faffing about with his Xbox downstairs. And I'm just too hot. I just don't care. Anyway, how are we all? Are we all great, gorgeous and good? Hopefully we are. So today, I was trying to think of a subject. And then I thought, I'll do about being kind. Be kind. Now, I'm not just talking about it's like the hashtag, isn't it, that came out a bit back when poor old Caroline Flack passed away, bless her. And everyone was flapping about, weren't they, with the be kind, be kind, be kind. And some, a lot of it was very, 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 very valid, that people are cruel. But the thing is, a lot of people were chucking that hashtag around as well, aren't they, that certainly weren't kind. They were like being a nasty pasty 1 minute, slating everybody and doing anything. Then just because they bunged be kind after some motivational quote or inspirational quote on Facebook, they thought they were, Mother Teresa. But anyway, that was a different matter. But it's not that be kind. Well, it is. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that that's, that we shouldn't do that. But what I'm going on about is being kind to yourself. Being kind to you. I'm one of the worst people in the world for not being kind to myself. I am quite harsh on myself at times. Quite harsh on myself. And I don't treat myself kindly. And I'm starting to try to do it more. I am starting to try and be gentle with myself, because I think we can be too hard on ourselves, can't we? We can quite often very, very, very judgmental on ourselves, not just on everybody else, but on ourselves. We can be our own worst critic, can't we? And that's detrimental to a positive vibe, isn't it? Because, how can you expect people to think anything of you if you're just constantly ripping yourself apart? And it's sprung from my very lovely person that I'm talking to was like telling me off because I was being quite derogatory to myself about my size. And, he was like, will you stop? Will you just stop? Because I don't care what size you are, you know what I mean? Stop knocking yourself. Stop putting yourself down. And I took a step back and thought, you know what? Yeah, I should do. Because just because I'm carrying a bit more weight, that doesn't mean I was like making it out that, that I was a terrible person. Because that's what I was equating it to in my head. The thing is, I see my weight gain as a failure, as a that I'm, that I'm lazy, that I'm useless, that, oh, look, you've let yourself go. It's like, I've put weight on. Gone through menopause. The things that my body survived is amazing. It's amazing I'm still here. And I started concentrating on that instead and focusing on the positives about me. I have people telling me all the time, I am not being big-headed about this at all, but I do have people constantly telling me, you're a great person, you're lovely. A friend that I've never met just had popped by just now. And, she went, oh, your aura is so beautiful, so warm. And to have somebody say that to you, who you've only just met, even though I've been chatting to her for years, it feels like, you know what I mean? It's astounding. And it still, knocks me off my feet. But I'm starting to appreciate it. I'm starting to appreciate that I am a good person. And that, I try my best to do a good where I can. Yes, sometimes I cock it up. Sometimes I make spectacular mistakes. And I mean spectacular. I've never done anything in my life half-assed, have I? Even my mistakes are gloriously epic. But, on the whole, I'm all right. I'm pretty good. I like myself now. I like myself. And I think that's what I want you to do as well, is start being kind to yourself. Stop with all this negative vibes. Stop with the negative waves, man. Try and look at what the good stuff, because everybody has something that is positive, even if you are feeling like absolute dog poo. Do you know what I mean? absolute rubbish, you're feeling the lowest of the low, there will always be a little tiny grain of goodness there somewhere. There will. And somebody else usually has to point it out to you, because when you're at that position, you can't see anything but black and darkness, and not the fun black darkness, you know what I mean? Because I like darkness, but not that kind of darkness. And that's what I want you to do, is be kind and gentle to yourself and not be critical, not be overly critical. There's nothing wrong with self-improvement. I'm not saying anything about that, you know, because I currently am self-improving. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to get fitter. Nothing wrong with that. But when it becomes the focus, when it's all you can see is the bad stuff, I'm too this, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too boring, I'm too clever, I'm too thick, and you know, and you're just chucking all these negative things at yourself. Stop it. Stop it right now, because you do not need that. And that as well doesn't help anybody around you. Because if you've got people, you know, you might have little people depending on you, you might have friends, you might have family, you might have other, you know, there's going to be people around you that want you around and they want you at your best. And while you're in that negative, knocking yourself, they will start struggling to support you, because as well, if you're constantly on it yourself, if you're constantly battering yourself down, your loved ones, yeah, will support you, but it becomes exhausting for them as well. It becomes exhausting for them to be constantly reminding you, you're a cracking person, you know, you're beautiful inside and out, you're clever, you're talented, you can do, you know, you can organise things, you're crafty, you're creative, you can do numbers really well, whatever it is that you can do. And it gets tiring for them to have to keep doing it as well. And so you will get to a point sometimes where people just give up and just kind of go, yeah, whatever, yeah. And they start agreeing with you. Just because they're that tired of trying to tell you what you are, how positive and brilliant and good things could be. And you don't want to get to that point. You don't want to get to that point. But like I said, I have turned things around in my head, and I thought, do you know what? No, I am not being negative about myself anymore. There's nothing wrong. Like I said, the self-improvement thing I'm going to carry on with, but take the pressure off a little bit, you know, to stop myself feeling that I've got to achieve as well, that I've got to achieve this goal by this time and this goal by this time. You know, life's fluid, isn't it? Life changes all the time. If, you know, there's nothing wrong with having goals either, but if you don't quite achieve them, or you have to change your goals, you know, there might be something massive might happen that you have to completely reschedule, realign everything, and you think, oh, crikey, you know, that's a curveball that it's thrown me. Do it. Change your goals. You know, the goal police aren't going to come and get you, are they, and say, but you said you were going to do that last year, so why have you not done it? Bollocks to them. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Change it. Be fluid. Be, you know, you can readjust your sails and set tack for a different venture. That's what you need to do. But what I'm saying is about the be kind. Be kind to yourself more than anything, because you are your own worst critic. And you can't get away from what's in your head, can you? So if you've got this little voice in your head constantly tapping at you, going, you're rubbish, you're rubbish, you're this, you're that, and you're that, you can't get away from that. You can walk away from other people. You can distance yourself from negativity with other people. Sometimes you need to do that. But you can't distance yourself from your own head, can you? So what you need to do is get that sorted. Get it sorted and get that positive vibe on, because that's what we need. But yes, so that's what the vibe is today, is being kind. Obviously being kind to other people. Sometimes quite unkind people need kindness, but then there are always the unkind people that just need leaving well alone. You can't do anything for them. Step away from them. Push them away, because they're just beyond help, and that's fine. But you need to be kind to yourself. So that's the vibe for today. Hopefully you've not melted in this billion-degree heat. Hopefully you'll keep sane and cool this week. I'm going to try to. Another great week of swimming and stuff. Got a barbecue at Seamus's school on Wednesday, taking April and V. Very excited about that. And that's about it. So yeah, things with special person going nicely. So that's all good. And that's all for today, coming up to my 10 minutes. So I shall say, carry on being great, gorgeous and good. And peace out, Muddy Funkers.